So we are looking here at the sword up the top here. Again, you have to have the software to zoom in on that precise location to give you that sword point. You'll never find it unless I've shown you where it is. And when you have the software, I think you can get it on the North American Magellan, Canadian Magellan Street software. You can certainly get it on the Australian one, and you can also get it on the World Topo, which is also available through Grant's Wholesale. It's about, I don't know, $70 or $80 US to buy it. It's a $300 program, so he's got a whole bunch of them. Now they also appear along Australia, and in previous videos I've talked about them, but in particular they point to Travone Street, Padstow in Sydney, which is my house, which I've just inherited from my parents. And oddly, I knew about this place when I was a child, before they moved from Mascot, which is 11 miles away, and they bought this house while I was overseas in Canada, but I already knew that I was going to get it before as a child. Now across Sydney Harbour, from this point here to this point here, the sword shows up, and it's 1.97 kilometres, I think, long, and of course 197, and where this points to is Padstow, the address in Padstow. So it's like that. So there's the Padstow address. Now this point here to England, to the same address in England, which is in Cornwall, is 10772.6 miles. And the difference in age between the beheading of Charles I, who kicked all the Jews out of England for raping the country, they got even with him by influencing Cromwell to behead him, try him for being a tyrant. So the distance is 10772.6 miles between the two addresses, and that's the age difference between Charles I and myself. So 107726 days. That's also the diagonal of the Great Pyramid in its fullness. Now this is where Martha, the trick, where they all think it's Mary Magdalene and Jesus had children. It wasn't. It was Martha. She was pregnant, and she was taken back to the home country, which was England, to Travone Street, Travone Road, Padstow, Cornwall, England. They'd been there, the Hebrews had been there for thousands of years. As for Rome, the Gentile nations where I told the apostles not to go to, that resulted in those Romans attacking the angel landers, the English, trying to wipe them out. And under Rome today there are 6 million skulls, which are all identified genetically as the English people. So this is a religion that came out of all the religions, the evil religions that come out of Babylon, become Rome, become London, become the Jews, become the Khazars. So Martha gave birth to twin babies. She was pregnant 82 days before I was crucified on January the 11th, 33 AD was the pregnancy date. Because that turns out to be the date, has to be today of my birth. And they were born on the 18th of October in 33 AD. That's 197 days, I think it is, after the crucifixion. 82 means to be long-winged, to travel a far distance. She is the mother of all of the 144,000 saints. So if you can identify yourself with that genetic line, doesn't matter what country you come from, you'll find that if you trace it out, you are descended from Jesus and Martha. So here's this number again, 1413, and rendezvous and Armageddon, all that kind of stuff. So that's going back to the change of the longitude and latitude of statue in Rio. Now this is the where the Catholics come in. The Jesuit priests, there's listed as of 2000. Novices and brothers and so forth, scholastic students, members, priests. There are 37,000 of them. Now they control just about everything in the world. Now, this is Martha, my lovely wife. She's the mother of the 144,000. So nothing is carried out. For example, Hitler, when he attacked the Jews, and a dreadful, dreadful thing to do to people. You can't say, well, they deserve it. They didn't. They were attacked by the beast, like everyone else is. So, Hitler was a Catholic. So that's basically what you've got. You've got the cup shape here, the Holy Grail, above Australia. You notice that it comes down like that, like that. I've done all sorts of measurements width-wise of Australia, projecting up and down. There's all sorts of wonderful numbers come out of it, but it's actually too complex to put it all in to a YouTube presentation. So I've said here again that all these points, no matter where you measure from, anywhere along here, along that arc, you can come up with 10084 miles. Of course, there's an impossibility. There's the lovely Martha, the mother of the 144,000. She was born on the August the 19th, 1956, in Australia. She was searching for me for years. Angels told her where I was. I'd moved back and forth between Canada and Australia, and she'd been following me back and forth. On March 31st, 2008, she discovered me on YouTube watching the Nostradamus series of videos. She immediately recognised me. When I seen her, I recognised her. As I said, by then I'd inherited my father's and mother's property, and that was pointed to by the sword across Sydney Harbour. Here is an aerial view of it. And there's the aerial view of Travane Road in Coventry. This is where all the tin mines were built, manufactured tin. My beard is black and white as a young man, and the flag of Coventry is black and white. White cross on a black background, because the white is the tin and the black is the coke that was used to melt the tin. So here we have the diagonal of the pyramid with the 144,000 in place, and it gives you the number of 107726. Well, I'd worked this out many, many moons ago before I actually put the bits all together. That's how the information comes to me. It doesn't come in a sorted order. I've got to get it all and then finally put it all together. Even the end of Travane Road in Coventry is 286 feet from the ocean. So Padstow is where the ships would pull in out of the rough weather to load all of the material that was mined, and there's the old roads, so forth, would come up, load, and then the ships would go around here and then sail off to Palestine. That's Joseph of Arimathea. So the Cornwall ancient records state that Joseph of Arimathea, the uncle of Jesus, brother of the Virgin Mary, and the richest man in Jerusalem, was a tin broker who did a great deal of business in Cornwall. Naturally, that was where the family came from. Mary was born